here's the TV from my previous video where I was doing my apartment tour, where I mentioned that it doesn't work, seems to have a backlight issue. I get the power LED that blinks 6 times, so the red blinking LED. So I'm going to take a look at that. I picked up this LED tester on Amazon that I saw somebody else using, so I thought probably be not too bad for my situation. I also do tend to mess around with LEDs from time to time, so this could be handy in general for me. So anyway, I guess I haven't found this exact model of TV on YouTube or a video, but it looks like I got to take out these screws that are along here, and definitely got to get the mount off the back. But I don't see any screws anywhere else, so I'm gonna get those screws out and get that bracket off of there and see if I can get this back panel off. So I'm into the back now, which was just as simple as removing those few screws and loosening the clips around the edges, which did sound kind of concerning, but nothing broke, so that worked out well. I'm hooked up now with my multimeter set to back probe what, if I'm not mistaken, this should be the LED power source. And from what I've heard anyway online, it should show about 145 volts, I think, when I plug it in, which I am about to plug it in now. TV clicks. Looks like I'm getting about 280, 90. Up to 300 volts, so I may actually have a problem with the LED itself, which I'm going to test after this with the LED tester. Because it seems like it's putting out voltage to it. So if there's a problem with the lights, the backlights, I'm not really sure how I'm going to approach fixing that. Just because I don't know where I can buy, or if I have the money to buy a replacement strip, so I might have to wait. I might take this apart and see if I can actually replace the LEDs themselves. I'm capable of soldering, so that might be an option as well. I'm gonna unplug this here bad boy and test with the LED tester. As soon as my multimeter stops spazzing out. Well, not the multimeter, the circuit. Discharging capacitors. And my multimeter, it says negative, but that is hooked up to the right spot on there. So I'm just going to wait for that to get back to 0. $7 volts, close enough, I guess. Now let's try out the LED tester here, because I do believe we're going to have the same result where that light's not going to turn on. So, my negative here, and my positive there, and it's putting out voltage, and I got no light. So, let's just, I mean, there's no way the polarity's wrong. No, so looks like this one's going to be a backlight replacement issue. So, that's where that TV is at right now, which is very unfortunate in my situation. Well, I looked up video, at least as much as I could anyway. There's not much on the TVs, and mine is different than what's in the video. So I'm gonna proceed with taking this apart as best I can on my bed, with nowhere to put the glass panel that needs to be kind of separated here. So I'm going to try and do it from the back instead of from the front, and see if I can leave the panel on the bed and go from there. So first thing I'm going to do is mark these. Mark that as red for positive. Obviously that one's red for positive. I'm going to take the speakers out of here, and I think what I got to do is take this thing off and flip down a board, a circuit board that's underneath all of that. Oh, these are sized anyway, so they can only go on one way regardless of me marking them. There's also a little tiny tab on them. If you push down, it actually locks them into place. It's a little harder to reach from that side. Oh, guess not. So there's the speakers out of the way. And my messy ass, don't even look, I can't even show you what's going on back here because it's not great. Yeah, like, I've got the screws out of here. It locks in with some tabs right there, it looks like. Those little pieces, so let's see if I can push those down and lift that up. That's interesting. Yep. Let's fuck her up, boys. Real home repairs, everybody. Real home repairs. I swear I have more proper tools for doing this sort of thing, but we're here now, so there we go. There, that's that one off. There wasn't really any damage there anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Back so I don't lose where that one came from anyway. Rinse and repeat, except maybe I'll start here this time because these parts are reinforced. Yeah, I should have done that in the first place. Okay, and I guess that's going to come up. those lovely little buggers. To, let's see here, disconnect them from there. Wrong side. That one right there. Put those little black parts up. They want to cooperate. I'll let those cables come out. Like so. And that's going to be fun to disconnect that. Grounding strap right there. Okay, that's that much. I'm gonna put that back just to make my life a little easier. An interesting little trick for making sure you get things back into the holes is you go backwards first. You can feel it seat, and then you can thread it in without issue. And without cross-threading or stripping the existing little threads that are there. So, let me see. How is this going to pan out? Okay, there we go. We are separated from the screen. Now what? Got to move those damn towels. Since I got the glass panel there, I'm gonna have to do this basically at that spot on the bed. So if I'm not mistaken, the next thing I gotta do is take off that trim that's around the edge of the TV here. I gotta lift this up and set this back on there, right? No. Thing. Thing, handy trim stick. I think you just pop out some tabs right here. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, that's pretty decent. Not too difficult there. Once you get one out, you can kind of just, I guess, pull them apart here. Until they get stuck right here like a son of a bitch. This one's got different tabs. Of course, there's one under there. That's gonna help. Leave that one there, I guess. There. Let's see over here. Yeah, that's the diffusers. So there we go. There's all the bulbs under there. How the hell am I supposed to do this? Yeah, that's going to be fun to clean off the fucking dust after with that. But here we are. And I got 4 cats to worry about. I think they made this one a little easier. The video I watched, they had to cut this. Looks like this is just kind of stuck down a little bit, so at least there's that. I guess I can just peel it. And you know, fuck it up over there being an arse. That's alright, it won't make a difference from behind, I don't think. I mean, I should have known better than that. I've been saying that a lot lately, to be honest. I actually put some tape on that on the back or something so that it's not ripped. Now, there's where the main power source comes in. So where's the dirty bastard that's broken? Yeah, that's main power right there coming in. Gotta figure out if these strips are bad or if there's some wiring bad. It looks like, how is this wired? Well, let's fire up the old tester again. and see what we got come up with here. So I'm going to plug this in here. Just give me a moment. Now, I should be able to just touch the leads here somewhere on the power supply and get some light or something. So there's one out at the end there. I know there's a couple out. Ah, and an entire strip it looks like over here. Yeah, I don't really get anything out of there. Wonder what happened there. There's an LEDs out over here as well. I wonder why that makes it not work overall. Turn that on. Positive. Positive. Put this in here and secure this before I turn it on because I don't want to get a damn shot. Got 300 volts. That's neat. Well, I guess there's no connection being made. Well, there is there on the board. If I went and did this. There's definitely something broken on this bottom strip. Yeah. There's a couple of points over at the other end there. Let me take this around to the other side. Got a big ass extension cord reel down here. Thank God it's a 100-foot extension cord I have just floating around. Neat. It's interesting how nothing goes through these connectors, and yet they work. I'm not sure how that works, to be honest. I guess it looks like they got little diodes in there, maybe. They probably do. So, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, got a shock off that. Haha. Don't lean on the tracks, man. So was it positive, that'd be negative? Damn, son, that hurt. Those must just be points for larger LEDs, I guess. Alright, well, now that I damn near shocked myself. What? Not damn near, I did shock myself. What am I talking about? Let's see if I can find some strips. Or individual LEDs, depending on how these work. So, I'm gonna leave that at that for right now and go source some LEDs. So I found some LEDs that I have. They're white, they're almost the right size, and I might be able to make them work on this board. I'm gonna give it a try anyway, because I don't have anything to lose. You know, I got the Testicle Tickler 5000 here. Of note, this is, in fact, the 11th generation of this device. Therefore, it is of the highest standards in Chinesium efficiency. I wouldn't take anything less than the 11th generation. So what I'm going to try and do here, either, I don't know if this little torch is going to work like that, but I will try. I have a soldering tip. I'm going to see if I can get these off of here. And that noise you're hearing in the background is the fan, which specifically helps for stuff like this, but it's in every video because it exists in my apartment. Let's fire this bad boy up. Now, some people might know this little button right here. I don't know if we can see this, but inside it starts to glow, but there's fire blasting on that. If you press this little button for a second, it puts the fire out, the catalyst stays glowing, and the butane feeds it. So there's no fire and it gets hotter. Test this one here. It might take a minute to get hot. Let's see what happens. I suppose I should get, I guess I got this. Might not work very well because this is a metal backing on this, so it's just sinking the heat away, I think, especially with this pick that I'm using. yeah, it doesn't seem to be working that way. Yeah, it's just getting hot there. The heat's sinking out, so I'm gonna have to see. Sorry, it's not centered. Let's see if the little tip here will work. I'm not sure if that's fine enough, to be honest, but find out. Just got a pair of pliers here somewhere, which I got somewhere. Or not. I'm gonna find some pliers here. I'll be right back. Okay, I got the tip on there now. I'm gonna let this heat up and see if I can't get these LEDs off of here. Good job on placing that vent too. Yeah, things are a bit of a mess here. I'm not in the greatest state right now. Just want to see if these LEDs still work, because I do believe this side's positive, negative. Nope. Oh, I think they alternate. Nah, this one's just fun. But we knew that. And before I add solder to this, I'm gonna see if I can get these off as is. Although it's probably not. Actually, I'm gonna put a little solder in there. What am I talking about? Okay, I'm gonna mess about with this without subjecting you guys to my horrible attempt at this. I do not have SMD soldering stuff, so that's my limitation here, unfortunately. I'll get back when I come up with something here. Alright, well, I figured out the easy way here was to basically just heat it up from the bottom, from the underside. And that worked way better, and I could do that for applying and removing these little LEDs as well. So I've managed to actually get this strip working again. Test there and here, and they light up. So that's one. Now I gotta figure out what other LEDs are dead, mark them, and replace them. So we'll go from there. Okay, so sorry about the angle, but I've got the other strips off now and marked the LEDs that were bad. So What I'm just going to do here is I take my little torch. Right here, right here, it's already burning, and just heat up the bottom. And give it a minute, and this should come loose perfectly well, just like that, right there. So that's that LED out. I gotta make sure to check that pad and make sure it's not actually making a short circuit there, because that one looks a little, that one looks like it might have. Just gonna clean that up here real quick. No, that one looks good. That looks good. Now, get an LED that I removed, and I've already tested that works. Let me turn off this background noise here. Okay, so, let me lose it on the floor. Carefully align it well, as best I can anyway. And then I'll just give it a little burst of heat from the bottom, and that should have that one attached. There we go. Mostly, anyway. Ow, motherfucker's still hot. Now, if I test this, should have them all light up. Negative down here, positive here. Oh, I'm not plugged in. That usually helps. Usually helps. Looks like I screwed up a little bit and it's not fully connected. Yeah, that's not making a good connection, that. Just hit that with a little more heat. Mother. Yep, that one's got it. So that's that one repaired. I'll just set it to the side. These little domes, diffusers on them, they do just pop right off, so I'm just going to glue those right back on, so that won't really be an issue. little dab of epoxy ought to get them glued back on, no problem. Another LED on here. Don't burn myself again this time. Make sure it's the right way, because that's the wrong way around. See if that one took. Oh, I don't have an end at this side. Let's see if I can power it up down here. Okay, try swapping leads around here. Might have a broken connection on this one here somewhere. Let me try and hook up the other light strip. I think something's actually wrong with my light tester here. Maybe not. Maybe I've done something wrong. Maybe that wasn't connected, I don't know. Oh, there we go. I just didn't have it connected right. Okay, so that one is lighting up appropriately, so that one's repaired. And that just leaves one more. I'm just gonna fix this one, and then I'll get back to putting the TV together. Well, there we go. That's all the lights lit up. They're not exactly the same, really, and like that one's almost yellow, even though the other ones that I've replaced over there aren't quite, well, yeah, I guess, but I only replaced like a couple over there, so even some of the ones that I didn't replace are odd looking. But honestly, at this point, I really don't care, as long as it gets my main TV back up and running, because this was my smart TV, and I really hate the setup that I have now. It's killing me because I have to use my Blu-ray player, which literally only has YouTube on it, and I can't even update that or anything. It's a pretty basic version of YouTube. So I'm gonna get this back together, and get those little rips over there taped up and get this back together. Oh, I just wanted to add, I glued these back on, the little diffusers. I just glued them back on with some crazy glue. I mean, and it's still not quite dry, so I gotta let that dry. But the object is to just diffuse the light anyway, so I don't really see an issue with that. I'll just let the crazy glue dry and get this patched up and put back together. And the hardest part's gonna be getting the McFucking dust off of the screen. I got the reflector sheet back on. Hopefully you've followed along this far before hacking into your own TV so you can avoid some of the mistakes that I made, which aren't really that bad, to be honest. But what I didn't really pay attention to is that these little LED diffusers, I didn't think anything of the little triangles on the outside, or the little points on the outside, but they actually at some points hold this diffuser down, and that's why they ripped. So you can like see where it's holding it down on some of those spots. So that's something to be careful of. And I'm still waiting for the damn glue to dry on these, and I might use something else, or just basically I might affix those little diffusers a little bit better before I put this all back together. So that's just something to be wary of if you're doing this yourself, especially based on my video. So I got it all back together. I plugged it in. I just had to see if it worked before, and the lights came on briefly, and I thought it was going to work. It looked good, and then they went out, and now they don't work again. So I got to take this apart again, which is not a task for today or tomorrow or anytime really soon, because I have so much other stuff to do around here. I'm gonna come back to this a little bit later. I just went ahead and ordered new LED strips, because what happened after I fixed these, and I turned the TV on, it did actually come on. The lights came on, so it worked for a brief moment, and then I think some other lights burned out because it all went out again, and then it stopped working. So I'm hoping it's still just the LED strips, and I've just ordered ones off of Amazon, which I will also link somewhere if you need to order the lights. But here they are here. They got here a lot earlier than they were supposed to, and I'm going to open them right now for the first time on camera as best I can with one hand, and this knife that is not exactly sharp. Let me try with my dominant hand here. Careful here for a minute. I don't want to accidentally let's see if I can set this up here somewhere. Okay, so let's see what I got in the box. And LED strips. There's Winston coming to inspect, looking for more food, which he's about to find. Anyway, yeah, so these all look to be in pretty good shape, and they're even labeled left and right. So let me get some things set up here, and then I'll get these replaced. Alright, well, got the TV set up here, and I guess, well, that's already loose, so that's already out there. Make sure these are unplugged. on and you gotta press. The rest up, I guess. I can see where they were. And that one is, there's a short one and a long one for each one. So, and they're labeled somewhere on these. They're labeled too. Yeah, right here. I don't know. It's got R on it. I don't know. I can't see very well, but let's see here. Yeah, it's got R on it. I'm gonna turn some more light on. For as much as that helps. So, that's the right side of the TV. Might as well go one strip at a time, I guess. Damn sticky tape on them. They don't come with any adhesive. Good thing I actually have double-sided tape. Didn't realize that at first. It's alright. It's just going to make life a bit more of a pain in the butt. I thought these would come with adhesive on them. Oh, there's all my new lights. I'm gonna go dig up some tape, double-sided adhesive or some such, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, I got my tape. I honestly don't know anything about this tape. It's really wide. I got it probably almost 10 years ago and barely use it, and it is exceptionally sticky, so it shouldn't have any problem with this. So I got the strips all laid out on it. I just got to cut them out there, and then I'll stick them in the TV and go from there. New lights are in, and it looks like I have the approval of the supervisor, who's going to knock my knife off of there. Hang on. So you can't knock that off in there, missus. I got the LEDs all on there now, all the brand new ones, and I got my handy dandy LED tester, which I did have the last time. When I tested these, I did test it before I put it back into the unit, and everything worked. And then it didn't fail until I took it out of the unit, or until I put it back together and tried to turn it on, and then that's when it failed. So let's see here. Take the probes off and be careful, because this thing goes up to 300 volts, and I did get a little bit of a buzz last time. If you want to see that, you can check that out in the other video. So I think if I go positive here and negative up here, it should light them all up. Beauty. So the LEDs work. Everything works. It's all lit up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start putting this thing back together. And yeah, well, I'm going to get it put back together and then go from there and see if it fires up the TV. TV's back together enough. I've got my ever vigilant helper, and what I'm going to do here is see, and I did this the last time too as well. Before I finish getting everything put back together, I'm going to see if the lights still work. Give them the test still. Turn on my LED tester, and then this one's positive, and this one's negative. And I got lights, it looks like. Yeah? Yeah. I have lights. Okay. So, lights work. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to get the power cord and actually plug the TV in and turn the TV on and see if it still comes on. Alright, TV's power source is, or power cord is plugged back in. That's just Wi-Fi antenna. Speakers aren't hooked up, but that shouldn't matter. So I'm going to plug this in here now. I don't know if it comes on automatically. Yeah. The lights are on, and they're staying on. This is good. This is really good. I think my TV might be working again. So I just got to put it back together and hope I put the screen back together right and didn't do any damage there or scratches or anything. I really wish I had a proper workshop instead of a bedroom on a bed. But, such as it is, I don't know if I can turn this off from here now. Oh. A little sneak peek underneath them. Oh my goodness, I have TV. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Oh, I couldn't be happier. Alright, I'm going to get this back together now finally and get her back on the wall. It's all back together. Well, mostly I didn't actually put the back on it. I kind of wanted to see if it worked, and then I got a little lazy and didn't want to take it back off the wall. But when I was putting it back together, I did like an idiot forget the order of everything that goes back on, and I had this in the wrong fucking order. And with my screwing around and the time it sat on the bed, I actually ended up like screwing up the little ribbon cables under here and caused lines on my screen, which it started as just one that I could actually make go away by pushing on the screen, but it's because I had the bezel and everything in the wrong order here. And like a potato, I didn't really go back and watch the video to see how I took it apart or anything. And ended up having to screw with it way more than I should have. And so yeah, I screwed up those ribbon cables a little bit and caused some lines, which I'm going to have to deal with. You know, it is what it is right now. If I wasn't having to work on a bed and deal with all that, I'm sure I wouldn't have the lines on my screen and the TV would be back in complete operation. But as it is, I mean, it does work. I can watch TV and I'm happy about that. I'll just have to live with the lines for now. And yeah, it's a fairly easy backlight replacement when you don't have to mess around with a bunch of other stuff. So be sure to like the video, you know, if it helped you out and you can learn from my mistakes. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, except, you know, maybe better without breaking the thing that I'm trying to fix. And maybe with enough subscribers, one day I'll be working in a at least, you know, an actual proper setup in some form or fashion. But thanks for watching. Every view, every like, every comment, it helps, lets the algorithm know that it's doing something, that the video's helping somebody. So thanks for watching. See you next time.